Welcome to the Cardinal Athletic Complex on the campus of Coon Rapids High School. It's time for a soccer doubleheader between the Centennial Cougars and the host Coon Rapids Cardinals, starting with the boys' game here at 5 o'clock. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Bill Hupp alongside Howie Shapiro, and these two teams met last year. Centennial ending Coon Rapids' season in the section semifinals with a 1-0 victory. So Coon Rapids certainly hoping to exact a little bit of revenge. They won here on this field last year over the Cougars 3-2.
Yeah, this will be a good matchup. Head coach Tyler Seidel will be the only coach. Last year they were co-head coaches, and he got Blake Brackett, right? Blake Brackett. I couldn't remember his name for a second. He left, he moved, and Tyler has taken over the squad. And this is a team in Coon Rapids that lost an extremely good players. You take a look at Jeff Otteson, the head coach of Centennial, who didn't lose a lot in terms of seniors. And so I think the Cardinals are going to come out here and I think try and play stingy defense, Bill. And I think that they're going to have to try and just really catch them on the counter. So and maybe get a little opportunity to get Yaya Sibity behind the defense.
Certainly he will be one of the target men up front for the Cardinals. It's and how will each team handle the wind? Because it's in the mid-70s, but if you look down on the field, you notice the jerseys blowing around, winds gusting up to 17 miles an hour down in the field. You even feel it up here in the press box as Centennial awaits the whistle to kick things off. Coon Rapids will be in the red uniforms with the black lettering and numerals. Centennial in the all-white with the red lettering and numerals.
Yeah, the red lettering and numerals, a little difficult to see from up here.
The striped red and white numerals.
Yeah, they should have had them solid.
That's all right. Broadcaster problems.
That's right. Yeah, nobody else cares, just us.
Kept in nicely along the far side, and Coon Rapids pressed very hard in that section semifinal loss last year. The second half was nervy indeed. It was an early goal from Aiden Dockendorf that got things going for Centennial. He scored in the 15th minute of the first half, and ultimately that goal stood up and sent the Cougars on to the section final, where they ended up losing to Duluth East.
Well, as we mentioned, these Cougar squad did not lose a lot of seniors, so they've got some leadership coming back, some kids that have a lot of experience. They lost in the finals of the section, had an opportunity to go to state last year, and I know that is their goal. Their head coach told me, he said, the biggest thing today is we're going to have to adjust, as you mentioned, to the wind.
Didn't seem like it would be a factor, but the variable clouds and sun on the field right now on this beautiful turf field here at the complex. Centennial controls, cleared at the top of the box. Cougars get it right back. Dockendorf in there, one of 3 co-captains this year for Centennial. All kinds of pressure from Maximo Chavez Correa, and the first foul of the game whistled on Centennial.
I think, both teams obviously would like to be the first to get on the scoreboard, especially with, the Cardinals coming in here and against a really good Centennial team. An opportunity for them to see if they can try and sneak an advantage at this point.
Gavin Shady's free kick is knotted down at the top of the box, and you can hear the wind whipping in.
At least it keeps us cool.
Yeah, that's no problem there. This is Hassan Al-Hisnawi. He also was a factor last year. Both teams, I would say Centennial returning more scoring. They did lose a big player in Isaac Verkey, their goalkeeper.
Yep.
But a big returnee for Coon Rapids is Luke Rising, who decided to come back and play his junior season after all for Coon Rapids, and he's back in between the pipes for the Cardinals.
Yeah, Luke's a pretty good goaltender, and it's always kind of fun watching him. He's very animated in what he likes to do. You're going to see him go after balls and be aggressive, and that's what Coach Seidel loves about him, one of the things.
Yeah, he's very vocal, very active, as you said, big clash of shoulders. Now Centennial, ended up being a nice through ball, and now Sidibe trying to get there first. But off his line is Vinny Rye to collect for the Cougars. Now we'll see if each team decides to try to play out the back or punt it forward and give chase.
Right. Vinny Rye, also a baseball player for Centennial.
Yes, you see one of the fun parts about calling the same schools and kind of going from sport to sport to sport, as you say. You're like, oh, yeah, that guy played football. When he's
absolutely.
a wrestler or, a basketball player or whatnot. You see kids of the same sports. I think there was a couple Centennial players that I called in football, basketball, and volleyball last year.
I'm sure of it.
Cardinals trying to settle in with a spell of possession. You got to be careful, though, in the backfield. Don't want to mess around with it too much, lest you get caught out. Noah Marquardt missing it. Goes forward, and Vinny Wright will scoop it up at the top of the box. Some nice Cardinals soccer swag.
Got a little swag
delivered to the press box.
John Karen, the girls' soccer coach, delivered a goodie for me and Joe. I'll have to auction it off and see if I really want to give it to Joe.
All I know is Joe and I would not be wearing the same size sweatshirt. I think I can confidently say that.
And Joe and I do not wear the same size sweatshirt either. So.
Tyler Seidel, as you said, the co-head coach last year with Blake Brackett, but Coach Brackett moved to Tennessee over the summer, so we wish him well. And Seidel takes over, and just one of the best guys you'll meet in high school sports. Just does it the right way. That's chipped toward the box. Rye nearly spilled it into his own goal, but he ultimately tips it up and makes the grab in that highlighter orange kit. Down line, good step by Centennial to take it away. Cougars control with co-captain Cal Babish, the leading scorer returning this year for the Cougars. 7 goals and 4 assists last year. Babish plays a little 1-2 with Dockendorf. It's cut out nicely there by Andrew Hyatt, one of 3 co-captains for the Cardinals. No shortage of captain's armbands. Now a 2-on-1, but the flag is up on the near side as Sidibe was ruled to be offside.
Yeah, absolutely. And I like the thought there because they got a couple of guys behind the defense, and just no wonder they did because he was offsides.
Jeff Otteson, you saw there, one of the few coaches that I talk to that I feel I'm less grizzly than, or as grizzly. As grizzly, yeah. Aiden Dockendorf.
We'll just call you a grizzly hub.
Near side for Aiden Ballard. He gets to the end line. Cross is cut out on the near side. Well defended by the Cardinals. As you see Tyler Seidel talking to his charges, always coaching, and the assistant that he's talking to right there, Benton Cady, was the assistant of the year.
Yeah, right.
In the conference last year, so no shortage of coaching prowess on the sidelines for the Cardinals. Still in control of Centennial as Dockendorf lays it for number 14, Dominic Trejo Munson. To the end line again, Ballard has it knocked out of play, and our first corner of the game will go to Centennial.
So Centennial already has a game under their belt. They beat St. Cloud Tech 3-0 last Thursday.
They did.
And of course, Coon Rapids getting their first start of the season here tonight.
It'll be an in-swinging right corner from the near side. To the far post, flicked out defensively by Coon Rapids. Controlled by Marquardt. Battle for it along the far side. It'll be a Centennial throw. Long throw into the box, looking for Dockendorf. It's knotted out. Shot deflected down. Ballard has his effort cleared. Good spell of possession here for Centennial. Nice tackle. Well played so far by Al Hisnawi.
So far, the Cougars spending more time down in the Cardinal ends, and the Cardinals they'll be able to muster some offense. Give credit to Centennial. Doing a good job of keeping the ball down in that end, and also a good job on the defensive side, clearing and making sure that they get their offense back moving forward.
I love how much chatter you can hear on a soccer field with defenders asking. A lot of instruction. Kipono has it cleared on the near side by Gavin Shady. 2 goals and an assist last year. One of the returnees for Centennial. Their captains are Dockendorf, Babish, and Keaton Fraze. Frazee, I believe, number 13.
Well, Shady's nickname is Slim.
Maybe in 2008.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about now.
Well, you know what was old is always new.
That's true. It comes around.
You can bring it back. Well, Neil Hennon attests that he is the real one.
Oh, big collision, and that might be obstruction. Wow, they're going to give it. It looked to me like Frazee just stepped in front of Gavin Stevenson, one of the captains, the sophomore. As you see here, it just looked to me like Stevenson's path was impeded.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yep, and that was indeed what happened, but the ref gave a foul to Centennial.
No question.
But if you're a ref and you're looking at the ball, it's easy to miss that.
Yeah, it is.
And you just see one player run into another. But, you know, crafty play by Frazee. Centered, and again, El Hisnawi clears the danger. Haven't seen a substitution yet for either team.
Oh, just about 10 minutes in.
Again, rising just in front of an on-rushing Babish.
Yeah, not much on that opportunity, but you know, easy save for Rising.
Yeah, anytime you can put it on net, though, and force a save, that's a good thing. And here's Stevenson streaking past Frazee for a moment, but good recovery by the co-captain for Centennial. And now Coon Rapids will have to retreat to go to regroup. Stevenson has it taken off his toes. Ballard gets it up ahead. Great job by El Hisnawi to bother Babish. You could hear Tyler Seidel say, that is great stuff to Hassan El Hisnawi.
Well, we always talk, he is one of the most vocal coaches. You can hear him from up here, obviously. He definitely will let his voice do the work.
That was a full-blooded tackle, but a clean one, and well played by number 15, Derby Bone, the awesomely named sophomore.
Name.
That ball a little too heavy, and that's easy for Vinny Rye. You know, every time he smiles, it's a Rye smile.
I prefer my corned beef on Rye.
That could have been a handball, but instead they'll say that's just out of bounds. I prefer my whiskey as in
there you go.
In rye, my bourbon in rye form.
I get it.
Again, very narrow attack from Centennial here as they get it wide for Ballard. Down line looking for Babish. El Hisnawi. And you heard Seidel say, or I heard it, let him know you're there.
Yeah.
So he just wants him to be with Babish, who they know is one of the danger men
for
absolutely. Centennial. And just make sure he knows that stick with him, and not exactly man-on-man marking, but as it's in the area dangerously, and a Cougar defender, Cougar attacker goes tumbling down, but we know that Luke Rising not afraid of a collision. He's a physical young man. Made a couple excellent saves, I remember, in that section semifinal last year, pushing a shot onto the post to keep it a 1-0 game, but ultimately that's how Coon Rapids' season ended.
Well, I like a goaltender, and what he does is be aggressive and and come out and challenge. I mean, every once in a while it could come to bite you, but in the meantime, that's how he plays, and just I like the fact that he can disrupt things.
Babish square Opportunity now on a right foot. Good shot block as Chavez Correa could not line it up. Still with Centennial and then taken away. Now a chance to counter for Coon Rapids, which is how this game is shaping up right now. Coon
Right.
Rapids preferring to attack on the counter.
Well, that's what Coach Seidel said, that we're going to try and do that and catch them napping and see if we can use our speed to get an opportunity to get a scoring chance.
So you'll expect to see a lot of Centennial Cougars possession,
Yep.
and then Cardinals hoping they can catch them on the counterattack and transition from defense to offense. And certainly not playing the highest of lines are Centennial, but they'll be aware of that, you'd have to imagine. This is Kipono. Jason Kiprono, or Joel Kiprono, rather. And he loses it on the near side. To throw for the Cardinals, though, and now we'll see if they can maybe sustain a little bit of possession down in this end as they have two substitutions getting set to re-enter. Kiprono. Stevenson lines a shot up and kind of got bumped as he made the connection. That will stay in on the far side for his teammate.
Again, the Cardinals doing a good job of keeping it in, try to do something offensively here.
Sidibe loses it, and now the speed of Chavez Correa. Outside of the boot looking for Babish. Cut out nicely by Shady. Up ahead and again, a good step by the Cardinals. So a couple substitutions coming in. Lionel MBA and Brian Lopez Zambrano, as well as London Flowhog for Centennial.
Yeah, we're about 15 minutes in, and
it's a good time for subs.
yeah, absolutely.
Cleared into the Centennial bench. Neither of these squads carrying too big a roster. They basically have 5-6 subs apiece.
You know, you always talk about numbers in sports, and you know, I know certain programs, their numbers are down, and I know you've seen it in the past where numbers have been huge, and there are a lot of things that go into that, a lot of reasons that go into that, but you know, it's always nice when you get a chance to get a lot of numbers on your team, a lot of kids interested in playing the sport, coming out and having a good time and playing some soccer.
Yeah, especially when you can have a freshman, a sophomore, a JV team, depending on, you know, how you divvy it up. You don't want too big a squad where kids are never going to play. Chavez Correa chasing after it, but it's swept away. Great job by Sidibe to get there first, but then it's taken on back by Centennial. Aiden Ballard has been over the place, kind of a left wing back charging forward. We've seen him cross it a few times, and now he tries to feed Beckett Babish, the freshman midfielder and brother of the co-captain Cal. Gavin Shady, rather, can't keep it on a bounce on the near side. 23-17, nearing the midway of point of the first half, and wind continuing to whip here at the complex. Where are the trees to block that wind
right?
when you need it?
It's tough to have a good hair day when the wind is blowing like this.
No. Stevenson knocks it out of bounds, or actually they'll say that went off Ballard. In case you just joined us, Coon Rapids in the red with the black lettering and numerals. Centennial in the white with the red, the candy stripe lettering and numerals. A boys-girls soccer doubleheader in NWSC play here at the complex. Glad you could join us, Bill Hupp and Howie Shapiro.
It's great to be back doing games with you, Bill. It's been a little while for you and I, but we've had the opportunity over the years to call games together, and it's always a lot of fun. I'm happy you're here.
Yes, no, good to be filling in. No one can replace Joe Yund, but I do my best.
Just ask him.
Well, you saw a dandy of a game here the other night.
Oh, we certainly did.
In football.
We certainly did. It was a lot of
Rye
fun.
out. He's nearly caught. Good recovery as Gavin Shady is back to sweep it away. Rye came out and then lost his footing outside the box, and Yaya Sidibe almost made him pay.
Well, and it's fortunate there were a number of white jerseys around, not enough red ones to make them pay. But you're right. It's just you slip, you get an opportunity, you think he's going to make a save, and all of a sudden there's the ball.
Again, Al Hisnawi back to bother Cal Babish. He's looking for a foul. Nice little give and go with Marquardt. Now it's Babish. And this is Dockendorf. Aiden Dockendorf. Lefty cross goes down in the box, no call. And Coon Rapids with a good recovery. That was a late challenge.
Yeah.
And the ref trying to settle things down as that was late by Dockendorf. And you see here.
Yeah, Sidibe overran it.
Sidibe just overran it. He wasn't anticipating Rye to fall down, and why would you? And so Rye slipped down, and he could have just dribbled around him and shot it, but ultimately he overran the play, and Gavin Shady was there to help Centennial recover. As the Cardinals set to make another substitution in the form of Jackson Young on the sideline. Shady down in the box. Good sportsmanship between he and Brian Lopez Zambrano. Yeah, Coon Rapids, I mean, you just kind of wonder, the Cardinals season last year, Yaya had to miss that section semifinal game for undisclosed reasons. You just wonder if they'd had him, how much of a difference he might have made. Eugen Harmon was fantastic, and he was obviously really a marked man in that game.
Well, he had to have been,
and he did everything he could. It was not for a lack of effort from Eugen at all, but just needed a little bit of support, and you just wonder if Sidibe had been there, what difference it might have made.
I think it would have made some difference because it would have taken a little bit of pressure off Eugen.
Yeah, you would have had another speedster that the defense would have had to be concerned with. So Anthony Suave also set to check in. A couple sophomores in Suave and Young. And if his name isn't Rico, nickname isn't Rico at this point.
Suave.
They are, wow, that's, yeah. I suppose these kids are, I'm not sure they understand that 1982 reference or whatever it is.
Whenever we make a reference like that, we always say, Google it. Look it up, kids. You'll find out what we're talking about.
Chavez Correa goes back to Ballard, who sweeps it far side. Cougars in possession, looking for something. Lance Layden, his cross is cut out. Oh, great control up there by Lopez Zambrano. Chavez Correa cuts inside. Fancy feet from Chavez Correa, and he's finally cut down. Okay, I was going to say we might have our first card, but Lionel NBA just gets a foul. You see here, look at the fancy feet from Chavez Correa.
Yeah, nice job.
NBA just steps into him.
Still a hip check.
A tactical foul, as they call it in
absolutely.
soccer.
It's just a little hip check.
Now a dangerous position here, though, as Maximo Chavez Correa, the sophomore midfielder, has it lined up about 30 yards away from goal. He'll pop it to the far side of the box. Wasn't sure if he was going to try it. It had to have been a spectacular shot for him to beat the goaltender from there. Near post, Babish tries to go fancy with it. Nice save, though, at the near post by Luke Rising.
Well, there again, you see the aggressiveness of Luke Rising as he came out to meet the challenge, and you're going to see him just leave his goal and fall on that loose ball.
Good challenge, kid. Well done.
Seidel, part of the reason you can hear him is because he's got that rich baritone.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. It's booming.
Yeah, it really
he could do the broadcast with that. He wouldn't even need a headset.
From down there.
From down there.
We should make him the third member of our crew.
He doesn't need a headset. We'll just get the parabolic just right by the bench.
Yeah, just get a boom mic on Mike Peterson's camera right along the sidelines. And
I'm all for it.
course, I think any mic that he's talking into is a boom mic.
Yeah.
We'll never top Johnson and Johnson.
No.
Just looking for a single shot.
That was great.
It'll never, no matter how many broadcasts we do, it'll never get better than that. But that doesn't mean we have to stop trying.
No, well, if we stop trying, then there's something wrong.
Right. Sidibe all alone up in there for with no support. So Rye is very active coming off his line, so he's kind of got that top of the box patrolled. Has not had to make a save by my count tonight. And really, I want to say Rising may have been the first save he made, that one at the near post, unofficially. That was mishit, kept in nicely. Well, never mind.
Nope.
He's going to give Sebastian Fernandez credit, but he couldn't keep it in.
He tried. It was just barely.
Coon Rapids, a very young team,
Yep.
so certainly Tyler Seidel's player development capabilities will be tested. Well played by Shady to knock it off on the near side. 15:30 and counting to go first half.
Yeah, you talked about their younger guys, Coach Seidel, hoping that experience that they got last year carries over.
Rye spills it, now dives on it near the edge of his box.
He had to hustle for that one.
I mean, he, again, just came out and kind of aggressively intercepted a through ball, really. It wasn't even a shot. Nicely done by Lionel MBA, stepping into the challenge there. As Mary Ami is into the game for the first time for Centennial. As you take a look at Gavin Shady.
If Lionel MBA goes into business, he's got a perfect last name.
He does. If anyone asks if he's got his MBA.
Yeah, of course, I was born with it.
Yeah. The School of Hard Knocks or something. I don't know.
Exactly.
Fernandez. Forced all the way back. Coon Rapids proving difficult to break down in the early going. Oh, nice move here by Marquardt. Near post, it's loose, and they sweep it home.
Awful tough to stop that shot. The rebound came right in front of the net. And Centennial made him pay for that ball. And just good setup on the edge.
It's Cal Babish with his second goal of the season.
Yep.
The co-captain was just right there. Johnny on the spot, as you'll see the initial effort. The Noah Marquardt getting into the box, forced to save, and then he was just the first to react to it. And you see Marquardt getting the corner and then forcing the diving save. And unfortunately for the Cardinals, Rising, in that case, you want to catch it, not punch it, because you're more often than not just going to punch it into danger.
And then Babish right there for the rebound, and it was an easy goal for him, and he was in perfect position for it.
Yeah, he just had to pass it into the net.
Yep.
So Centennial has a 1-0 lead. They lead it 1-0 in football parlance. And you just knew that they were going to attack and attack and attack as Sebastian Fernandez kind of got it started. It was worked right to left, and then...
So I was told that Lionel's, the M is silent. So it's Ba.
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 Oh, interesting.
I'm glad to thank you, Tommy Glines, for correcting us. I do like the NBA, but I like the NBA better, but gotta call him by his right name.
Well, yeah, we want to get it right first and foremost, and then the jokes. I still think he should get an NBA.
Oh, I think so as well.
Even though
it's a great name, Lionel Ba.
Yeah, Lionel Ba, and because then it could be Lionel MBA on LinkedIn or something. Another chance here, and again, this time, Luke Rising off his line.
I'm sure Lionel will watch the rebroadcast of it and say that Bill Hub, he's a smart kid. He's a smart guy.
Oh, trying to hit Sidibe. Shady was there. Now Shady hooks the ball away from danger with Fernandez battling with the young sophomore Anthony Suave. Chance here now, and Sidibe again just a step too late to get there. So Coon Rapids has had those counter-attacking opportunities like they wanted to, but ultimately have not forced Vinny Rye to make a save. Nice footwork by Sidibe. On the far side, and the flag is up. Second offside of the half. This one on Gavin Stevenson. Coon Rapids has been whistled for 2 offsides, Centennial for none.
There you see the time remaining in this opening half, 11:35, 1-0 lead for the Cougars.
And there you see the jerseys we were talking about with the red sort of candy striped numbers. Thankfully, parents, obviously know their kids. They're not worried about it, but yeah,
it's tough to see. It's tough to see from up here.
Interesting new jersey design from
Peppermint.
Adidas. Yes. Big junior Noah Marquardt comes out and jogging on to the field, number 29, Beckett Babish. Freshman brother of the goal scorer, Cal. Lumped forward, not much in the way of targets up there. Chavez Correa doing his best. Down line. And they're just going to have speedsters like Sidibe running off of the shoulder of the defender, and he did a nice job there to get the throw for Coon Rapids. They quickly take it. Yaya Sidibe, and now Gavin Shady comes over in the nick of time to sweep it away.
Yeah, it made a great defensive play. And again, Coon Rapids just really hasn't garnered much pressure at all here yet today. And they're looking now down in the Cougar end. They've got an opportunity to see if they can work their offense. We'll see what they decide to do here with this corner kick.
First corner, Gavin Stevenson will take it for the Cardinals. An outswinging lefty effort. They get ahead to it, but ultimately it goes out of play. Jackson Young. And actually, yeah, I believe Young and Frazee collided, as you see some fans on hand here this afternoon.
Yeah, beautiful day.
Yeah. If you don't mind a little wind, it is lovely. The sun's shining and temperatures
the birds are
feeling
singing.
good. Yes, somewhere. Not around here because there's no trees, but looking for Chavez Correa. Collided out of bounds right in front of our broadcast position down on the sidelines. Landon Wolf, another sophomore. You just look up and down the lineup at the sophomores that are getting playing time for Coon Rapids, and it signals brighter things to come.
Well, yeah, Coach Seidel told me, he said when I spoke to him, the first thing he said, we are a really young team. And he's looking for good communication from this team, and like I said, transitioning from D to attack, he felt is a strong point for them this year.
And sometimes it's just a matter of youth adjusting to the speed of the varsity game. For instance, right there.
Yep.
Landon Wolf, a little too careless on the ball, and Chavez Correa, who's always fast, just knocked it out of play. Still a throw for Coon Rapids, but something to adjust to for these young Cardinals. Nice footwork by Stevenson to keep possession for Coon Rapids. Sun kind of going in and out now here at the complex. Centennial has probably what most would consider a deserved lead. They've had the best chances and the most possession.
Absolutely.
And they forced the goal as Luke Rising dove to make a save, but the rebound was tapped in by co-captain Cal Babish. Now this is Chavez Correa, who just lost his footing, and Zambrano Lopez will calmly tap it to Wolf on the near side. You don't necessarily realize when you haven't played much varsity just how quickly you need to make decisions and get rid of the ball.
Oh, yeah.
It really needs. You don't have 4 or 5 touches on it, as Sidibe again putting pressure down that left wing and forcing a throw for Coon Rapids.
Well, you talked about it. The speed of the game is different at the varsity level than it is at the JV level, quite obviously. And so this is an opportunity for these younger players to kind of adjust to that speed and learn how to deal with it. And then, as you mentioned, thinking on the run, thinking on the fly, it's something you have to do in this sport, and you have to be able to do it quickly.
Not only poised when you get the ball, but then poised to not dawdle on it and to make the next right play. Stevenson, again with a little Cruyff turn in the middle of the pitch. That's Johan Cruyff. Look it up, Google it.
Come on, kids. It's learning. It's learning. Learning for you.
Don't you know Johan Cruyff, the former Dutch striker in the 70s?
Everybody does. Who doesn't?
Nifty little give and go. Dockendorf wide for Chavez Correa. He'll let it drift wide as he looks for support. Cuts inside on his right foot. Dropped for Ballard. Dockendorf lays it off for the freshman Babish. Good physical defending there from Andrew Hyatt.
In fact, as a kid, I think I had a poster of Johan Cruyff in my room.
I mean, it makes sense. He was a legend.
Uh-huh.
Total football, I believe, was what the Dutch played.
So when you were a kid, did you keep posters up in your room of your favorite athletes?
Yeah, I think I had a Sean Kemp.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah. Don't remember exactly, but I'm sure I did.
I know I did.
Down line for Chavez Correa. He beats him to the line, crosses with the left foot, diving header, and a great save made by Rising.
Yeah, he put that the header right on goal, but it was a relatively easy opportunity for Rising. It came to him fairly quickly, but it was right to him.
That would have been a nice goal.
It would have been beautiful. I mean,
Cal
again,
Babish.
yeah.
As the diving header was saved, Chavez Correa fouling Zambrano Lopez from behind. As you see, saw the highlight there, 2 fouls apiece. Been a relatively cleanly played half, just 4.5 minutes left before halftime.
Cardinals would love to be able to see if they can get the equalizer here before the break.
And that was a needless foul by Babish.
But they just haven't had a lot of chances.
They've had enough possession in the final third, but just have not been able to. Vinny Rye has been equal to the task every time there's a chance. Now they'll flood red jerseys forward to the top of the 18-yard box. And have Zambrano Lopez lump it in there, hoping for a flick on or a header or something. You always appreciate the spin forward. See if you can get a couple yards. Driven in low and hard. Down in the box, and again, Keaton Frazee and Shady have been both really good in the backfield for Centennial, getting to those balls first.
Well, and you can see why Centennial is a good squad. They work on fundamentals. They do what their game plan. They design what they want to do, and they stick to it. That's one of the things Coach Seidel told me.
Out of bounds, so it'll be a throw for Coon Rapids on the far side. Yeah, they're a veteran team, and guys like Dockendorf and Babish and Frazee and Shady, they all got significant starter minutes last year in this Cougars lineup.
Right.
So, and actually they called that a foul. I don't know if it was a handball or what, but it's a free kick handled comfortably at the near post by Rye. If you had a statue made of him, he'd be a marble ride.
Providing the statue is made of marble.
That's right. Could be made of metal, I suppose.
Or
something.
wood.
Or wood.
Yeah.
When are they going to name
I'm sure
this?
he'd be fine. He'd be fine with a statue. He'd say, "Why not?"
They got to name this the Joe and Howdy broadcast booth at Coon Rapids. Sometime.
We've been doing it. I suppose they'll wait till we retire, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll be the Howie and the other guy announcing booth.
They'll call it like Forever Young or something.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. I like that.
Yeah.
We'll have a song. They'll compose a song about it. I think Rod Stewart might be able to sing it.
Yeah. Cleared off the far side near the corner flag, but it'll be a throw-in for Centennial with just about a minute and a half left to play in the first half. Cal Babish's goal standing up so far for Centennial, and Coon Rapids trails it by a goal as we near the halftime break. Chavez Correa trying to keep it in on the near side. He does. And he hassles a clearance out of play, but it'll be a throw-in for the Cardinals.
Well, the one thing Coon Rapids does not want to do is give up a goal here before the end of the break, and so they're going to try and keep that ball wide and not let Centennial get into any kind of a flow.
Dockendorf for Babish, weaving through defenders, back to Dockendorf. Big tackle in the box. And it was cleared out of play, so it'll be a throw-in. But a big sliding effort, again, a full-blooded tackle, and it needed to be timed well.
It really did, because Centennial looking for that opportunity to get to the inside.
Another corner now for the Cougars. They'll have to hurry to take it with under 30 seconds to play. Beautiful scoreboard here, thanks to Coon Rapids Wrestling. It's a short corner. Headed away by Zambrano Lopez. Out of hand fighting with 14 seconds remaining. Ball goes out of bounds as time expires here in the first half at the complex. Cal Babish's goal with just under 14 minutes left to play in the half. The difference here between these two teams at the halftime break. Coon Rapids trails Centennial 1-0 here on CTN Coon Rapids.
Watching your favorite Cardinal sports live is getting even easier. Whether it's CTN Cable Channel 859, the CTN Facebook and YouTube pages, or now live on our Twitter page. You choose how you want to watch Cardinal Nation. With CTN, you'll be able to catch all the big plays, all the emotion, and all the fun of Coon Rapids sports. CTN Coon Rapids, stay connected.
Back here at the complex here at Coon Rapids, Bill Hupp and Howie Shapiro. 1-0 our score. Coon Rapids trails at first half highlights. And near goal that was prevented by the skying Luke Rising. Rising was pretty active in that first half. Nearly gave it up right there as Babish. But then Cal Babish finished the job as Rising spilled it initially. And somehow that shot got through all the players, and then another good save by a diving header attempt by Babish.
That was a heads-up play.
Yeah, that sure was.
It really was.
3 shots to none officially in the first half. Centennial with 3 on goal, and Coon Rapids with none. As there you see Cal Babish with the diving. Babish actually was the one who took all 3, and he scored on 1, and that's how we stand with the Cardinals trailing by a goal as we begin the second half.
Well, Coach Seidel had to tell his guys, we're only trailing 1-0 here, so let's go get the equalizer and get things back to even, and then continue to try and put some pressure on.
Speaking of putting pressure, you wonder if Centennial is going to start really pressing the issue, as right off the jump they get the ball in deep. Cal Babish among the pressers. Maximo Chavez Correa also in there.
As highlights had noted, they do also have the wind.
Yep, and that could play a factor as well, as that one's hooked clear and out of play. And I thought that Coon Rapids actually, I thought defended pretty admirably.
I did. I agree. They did.
Kids like Hassan El Hisnawi and Ben Kish did, I thought, a nice job. There's a shot off the post. Still loose in the box. It's up front, and Vinny Rye falls on that one. It was right to him, so Rye makes his 4th save of the game, but it'll be interesting to see the replay of this as you watch it. Babish again trying to sneak it in that corner, and he just you saw that
post.
Tailing action kind of took it away. The spin took it away, and it hit off the left post, but he nearly snuck it in that near post in front of Luke Rising, and that would have been made the climb that much more uphill.
Well, it really would have. The way they're playing defense, too, they're doing a nice job of keeping Coon Rapids at bay for the most part. And if they can get a second goal here before Coon Rapids can get on the board, that's going to put a lot of pressure on the shoulders of the Cardinals.
No question about it. I got to keep up the thing here in the booth.
No question.
So no question. Absolutely. But Centennial controlling things in the early going, and you know that they can smell blood in the water, as they get a step here with Lance Layden, tries to get to the byline, and he ends up crossing it off of a Cardinal defender and out of play, so it'll be a corner kick from the near side for the Cougars. 2 minutes and change gone by here in the second half. Cougars had 2 corners in that first half. It'll be Chavez Correa to take the outswinger. Looking to his coach on the sideline, trying to figure out what they want to do. Oh, this is an interesting one, almost like a pick play. Big punch. Vinny Rye, or rather Luke Rising, came out with the punch. And then there was a shot attempt, and that's loose at the top of the box, poked free. Meanwhile, we've got then offside is the call, but we have a injured Lance Layden as he hit a Cardinals leg when he shot it, but a great job of coming out and punching it decisively. Yaya Sidibe on it for the Cardinals. Slides a pass to Stevenson. Gavin Stevenson bumped down in the box, no call. Play on, says the ref, as Vinny Rye falls on it inside the Cardinals' 6-yard box.
Great opportunity for Coon Rapids here. They were able to get past the defense, and again, he just could not get to that ball quickly enough, and as Rye's going to come out and make the save.
Aiden Ballard kind of bowled him over, but he must not have felt like it was enough, because the ref said play on. It was a great punch on the other end, by the way, by Luke Rising.
Yes, it was.
Give credit to him. He got there. Now it's Coon Rapids that's pressing the defense of Centennial and forcing a throw.
Oh, they know how important it is for them to get on the board here.
Back at Babish, awaiting a substitution is Chavez Correa. Gets it wide for Babish. Babish cuts in on his left. Cal Babish cuts back on his right. Still going, knocked over.
Oh, nothing.
Get up, says the ref. That one certainly looked like a strong case for a penalty.
And he thought so as well, and that would have been very dangerous if they had called it right there.
Yep, but the ref said play on, waving Babish up. So as you see here, he kind of danced around defenders, and then the physical nature of that tackle by number 18, Lionel Ba. And the fact that he kind of hugged him and then went like that was a pretty...
Yeah, like it wasn't me.
Yeah,
I didn't do it.
So the Cardinals catch a break in our collective soccer refereeing opinion.
Yeah. Oh,
As,
the years of experience we've had at that.
Yep, toe poked out of bounds by Keaton Frazee, so a throw in at midfield as Beckett Babish has indeed checked in for Centennial. A little more than 5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Still a 1-goal lead for the Cougars. Well played by Gavin Shady. Sidibe loses his footing initially, recovers. Yaya Sidibe gets a shot off, and that one deflected out of play. Oh, I don't know. Boy, that sure looked like it hit off a Centennial defender, which is what took it wide.
I thought so as well.
I don't know how that was not ruled a corner, but they must judge that he just caught that off the side of his foot. And the Coon Rapids defenders weren't saying much, so maybe
they saw it as well. Yep.
Yeah, they were closer. But that is unfortunate. You got to start, if you're Coon Rapids, start making Vinny Rye make some saves. They're getting their chances, but just not putting them on net. Long-range effort from Centennial into the waiting arms of Rising. 5 shots to nothing officially, or unofficially.
We call it the unofficial.
The unofficial.
The unofficial.
Yes. Oh, the unofficial.
The unofficial.
Yes. Well, since I'm subbing for Joe today,
you're the Hup of official.
No, I'll be a Yun for today.
You'll be a Yun for
fine.
a day? Well, people pay big money for that.
Near side, Lance Layden. Tries to split defenders. Layden, good to see him back after. It always hurts when you swing for a shot and then your leg connects with another leg. Ba wrestling with Chavez Correa, and Chavez Correa takes him down.
That's a penalty.
A couple players fall. Ba picks up his second foul committed of the game, 5th overall for the team. Now Centennial has it in a dangerous spot with just inside 33 minutes to go, second half. Cardinals will form a wall. Rising trying to set that wall. Tyler Seidel. Now there's a man with a healthy looking beard.
Yes, he does have a nice beard.
I think I have a good beard, but
you have a nice beard.
He's got a nice beard too.
It's all about beard love on the show.
That's right. Facial hair love. Make sure you're included.
Yes.
Chavez Correa tried to play it into the channel, a little training ground move, but whistle brought it back. I think it's been a well-reffed game, to be honest.
We haven't seen. It certainly hasn't. The game hasn't been chippy. We haven't seen we haven't heard a lot of whistles.
Trejo Munson instead will come over to take the left footer. To the top of the box. Loose, diving and Rising, almost kind of falling over more than diving, makes the stop. Rising a pretty sure pair of hands back there. Square in the middle, but no one was home for the Cougars. Still, they seem to have 2 jerseys every time they need them. And Beckett Babish takes it away. Trying to get the cross in. A couple defenders come over and knock it out of play. Coon Rapids can ill afford to give up a second goal to this Cougars team.
No, the later it gets here in the second half, at least they cannot afford to.
Yeah, the more damaging it becomes. Stevenson goes wide. I like the approach, though, in general, as Sidibe gets in a tussle with Gavin Shady. Cal Babish wrestling with his defender. You don't realize until you come to a high school boys varsity game how physical it is.
Oh, yeah.
And girls, for that matter. Yaya Sidibe, both extremely physical. A lot of pushing and pulling. And we think, I don't want to speak for you, Howie.
Go ahead.
I think the refs done a nice job keeping it under control while still letting the kids play.
Yeah, I think so as well. I mean, like I said, we haven't seen a lot of stoppage here.
Sidibe, or rather Seidel. The baseball cap too, I like that. That's not a football fashion you see very often unless you're Jurgen Klopp of Liverpool. But he rocks it. And you have to at these sunny
Jurgen
fields.
or Tyler?
Both.
Okay.
Both. Centennial, I mean, no official possession stats, but it does seem like it's 65-35
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
or thereabouts. Chavez Correa, good ball down line, looking for Cal Babish. Haven't seen Aiden Dockendorf much in this second half or called his name. Chavez Correa with the cross, shot off the crossbar, headed down and over the crossbar.
Wow. And again,
Noah
two great
Marquardt.
chances. He's shaking his head. He's shaking his head there as he's come away with it. Again, a nice pass here. Did he get? He got a little bit of a piece of it, and then he actually tried to bounce it in with his head, and just too much on it.
Big Noah Marquardt, who had a goal and an assist in that St. Cloud Tech game, headed it or volleyed it off the crossbar initially, and then not a bad idea heading it down into the ground, but ultimately just went over the crossbar, and Luke Rising breathing a sigh of relief. Marquardt's a big man out there, big kid at maybe 6'3", 6'4", in the middle of the park there, center midfield. And again, Coon Rapids continues to live dangerously here.
Living on the edge.
Yes, not officially shots on target because it didn't require a save. Now it's Sidibe. Yaya Sidibe with a sliding Vinny Rye coming out and pouncing on it.
Yeah, we see two very aggressive goaltenders here this evening in Vinny Rye and Luke Rising. Both of them will challenge and come out of their net and take those kind of chances to make a save just like that.
And you have to be decisive.
You do. You have to. You can't change your mind on something like that because you're going to get caught.
Not that I was a great high school goalie at it by any means, but they always taught you that if you're going to go, you got to go. You got to be decisive if you're going to make a decision.
If you're going to make the play, make the play.
And Sidibe, if he had taken maybe another touch, he might have fired it home and tied this game.
Right.
But Vinny Rye was off his line and pounced on the loose ball.
This is just a really good play.
Frazee going out, so a couple new players, including on this right wing, London Flohog. Cal Babish now playing in more of that central midfield role. Well, great job splitting defenders there. Nodded forward for Flohog. He settles it, goes down line. Chavez Correa centers, but nobody home. Jackson Young loses out. Chavez Correa trying to keep it in. Manages to do so. Can't dance past a Cardinal defender. Inside of 27 minutes left. Hooked in the middle. And cleared, and now they'll look to counterattack. Young can't keep it in play. That's the thing with a young team is if you're Coach Seidel during this season, you're going to have your ups and downs. You just have to keep the kids focused.
Well, yeah, that is
believing.
for sure. You really do, and you know, this is an opportunity. They're just one goal away from the equalizer. So
Stevenson up ahead for Sidibe, who's trying to do it on his own. Sidibe, who certainly has enough individual talent to do it.
He does.
Actually, I swear for a half second, Noah Marquardt got Sidibe in a almost a reverse headlock. The much taller Marquardt. It's quite a battle up front as Marquardt is now moved to that center back role. As another player looking to enter. Keegan Janasek for the Cardinals. First time he's appeared, he'll go up front. As Jeff Otteson rotating the bench. Ba loses out. Now counter chance for Centennial. Goes out of bounds wide, and Trejo Munson chases after it.
So Nathan's is 3, you're 7. Very good.
So we're 15 minutes into the
Nathan,
second half.
No, Ben, look.
Again, the rich baritone of Tyler
He's
Seidel.
barking out those instructions.
That's right. That's right. You can hear him up here. I want to go run
You can
down
hear him
there.
in Anoka.
That's we'll have football, volleyball, soccer, tennis, all season long, all fall here on CTN Coon Rapids. The inimitable Joe and Howie show.
Yeah, it's right.
Luke Rising taps it down to himself. He never looks too frantic back there. Even though he comes out aggressively, he never looks overly panicked. Ba. Gets it for Austin Hacker. Hacker stolen by Trejo Munson. Now you've got El Hisnawi and Darby Bone returning. El Hisnawi, a senior, Bone just a sophomore. And you wonder if Frazie's he seems to be dealing with a bloody nose of some type.
Well, he was the one that ran out, and he ran off the must have gone to the men's room to get some towel, maybe talk to. I don't. So I see. Oh, we do have somebody here from sports medicine. So I don't know if she assisted him or not.
Tells Coach Otteson he's good to go. Big game coming up for the Centennial boys when they host Blaine on Wednesday. Blaine off to a 3-0 start. So that'll be a big game in Northwest Suburban Conference play. You can watch it on North Metro TV.
Yes, you can. And I'm sure you'll be there.
I will. I'll be on the color. Matt Dean will have the play-by-play for you on Wednesday. The girls' game should be particularly enticing. The Blaine girls, they've had their strongest squad that they've had in years. Centennial, 92-12-5 in their last 5 years.
Pretty good. That's pretty impressive.
Pretty unbelievable. Girls, Coon Rapids girls will host those Cougars. Coming up next here on CTN Coon Rapids. Howie and I will have that for you.
Yes, we will.
As this beautiful day becomes night. Expect it to be lovely here.
Yeah, it's going to be in the high 60s, low 70s, high 60s.
Still a little bit of wind, but comfortable. Yep. About 22 minutes remain here in the second half. It's kind of lulled in after the early flurry of opportunities in the first 10 minutes of the second half. Best chance of the second half was undoubtedly the double effort by Noah Marquardt, who hit the post and then headed it over the post.
He did.
I mean, you think about it, though, it's like lacrosse, right? How when you head a ball into the turf, you just don't know where it's going to bounce. And so it's very difficult for a goaltender, for a goalkeeper to stop it. I had the great fortune, I don't know if you know this, I had the great fortune of calling the Coon Rapids boys and the Blaine boys in the opening round game of the playoffs last year in hockey. And that was a terrific game.
Yeah, that was a terrific game.
Got out to a great start, and yeah, Coon Rapids boys hockey, I think, is going to be good this year. Yaya Sidibe racing onto it. Sidibe again held up nicely by Keaton Frazee, who's just back from a bloody nose. But he seems to be doing okay. Chavez Correa looking for a runner. It's cut out. Bone will let it run out on the near side. A good step by Hisnawi, Al Hisnawi, as Marquardt fouls Stevenson.
About halfway through, Bill. Cardinals looking to try and get on the board. You know, the advantage for them is the fact that they've still held Centennial just to the one goal. But they've got to work hard to get the equalizer. And Centennial's doing a really good job defensively of just keeping them away from in front of the goal.
Kish up to El Hasnaoui. Ba controls it for the Cardinals. They've had it in the final third. They just cannot seem to get into that. It's like a line in the top of the 18-yard box, and they cannot seem to break that. And that is proving difficult as the Cardinals get a little frustrated, trying to turn this possession into something meaningful. Test the goalkeeper, Vinny Rye, for Centennial. Ba has his pocket picked. Chavez Correa, or rather this is Trejo Munson, crosses, and a nice job coming out by Luke Rising, who tries to quickly start the counterattack.
Yeah, I mean, that I wasn't sure what that particular play was how it was gonna unfold, but that shot went right to Rising as he just took it came aggressively again out of his net.
Stevenson giving chase. That's Gavin Shady once again cleaning up the danger, and that's what you notice, right? Is between Shady and the junior Frazee. You got a couple co-captains on that back line for Centennial, and every time there's danger, they just seem to be in the right spot, making the right play. That's why, arguably, if you had to choose, I think you'd almost rather have veteran leadership on the in the backfield,
in the back end, correct.
So that you're not making mistakes, and you at least know that you can keep things tidy back there. And that's what Centennial's done. They've never really been threatened, despite Sidibe running around, and they are obviously aware of what he's doing. He has had very little in the way of support, however, in this game, as we're inside of 18 minutes to go in the game, and Centennial continues to lead it 1-0. It's the score the last time these two teams met, when Centennial ended Coon Rapids' season in the section semifinals last year. Rising's been busy. Certainly the team glad that he decided to come and play his junior year. He's a good leader back there and a good goalkeeper, and that always helps teams stay in games. Cougars on the attack once again, blocked by Ba. El Hasnaoui fouled. There's Aiden Dockendorf. He scored the goal, an absolutely fantastic shot from the top of the box in that section semifinal that would ultimately prove to be the game winner. Stevenson up for Caprono. This time the foul goes the way of the Cougars.
Well, the Cougars are just happy playing their game and just keeping the Cardinals at bay and just running this clock out. It was 16 minutes left and a 1-0 lead, but they can't get comfortable with it either. I mean, they would certainly like...
They wouldn't mind an extra goal,
no.
A little insurance.
No, they would like an extra goal, I'm sure, but they're certainly not pressing at this point.
Gavin Stevenson's impressed me in this game. He plays it up to Yaya. Helped along, back to Sidibe. Up for Caprono. Joe Caprono can't get a shot off, and I think the flag is up on the far side.
Yep.
And it is. And for the third time today, Howie, Coon Rapids is offside. That was promising, as that was a real fluid movement from the Cardinals. But ultimately, Caprono just could not check his run. Third offside. And now Ba down holding his jaw. It's been a physical game.
It really has. He seems to be okay. Got a smile on his face.
6 fouls apiece now on two teams. Time running out here, though. Just about 15 minutes remaining in the second. So the high line of Centennial is working thus far. There's Ba outside of the boot. It's a little narrow, too, the attack from Coon Rapids. Kish will hopefully let that run out. Oh, and that just stays down there, but it is a corner kick for Centennial. Great hustle by Babish. It's the little things that a captain does, like going down and pressuring the ball and earning your team a corner that allows them to take another minute or two off.
That's why he's a captain. And this is, again, this is a tough situation.
The hustle.
It is the hustle, and this is an opportunity for Centennial right here to see if they can get that second goal that they're looking for to pretty much put it away, or at least attempt to put it away.
Not quite, yeah, not quite a corner, but it is a
throw
in.
I thought it was a corner, my bad.
I know, I thought it was too. Layden's throw into the near post. Headed down, out, pumped back in, deflects. Chance, sharp angle shot, across, headered, and Rising grabbed it. Cal Babish again in the middle of things for Centennial.
Yeah, he was troubled a little bit by the defense and just couldn't get what he wanted on it, but.
And that's the thing, Sidibe steals it right here. Kiprono following, and finally Shady hooks it free.
Yeah, Shady's been playing really well here tonight.
Yeah, he has come up big every single time, as you see the effort from Centennial off of Al Hisnawi's back.
How can he be offside?
Centered, and then headed by Al Hisnawi. Tyler Siddell disappointed in the call of offside.
Put your shirt away. Put your shirt away.
4-0, the offsides. Now, part of that's the function of how they play, but certainly it did seem strange that the offside flag would be up. Great hustle applied by Mary Ami, who crossed it instead of shooting. I thought he might shoot it. Marquardt shoves down, shoulders aside. Stevenson, play on, says the ref. Now the tackle's coming in a little harder.
Well, you know, Coon Rapids knows that they've got 12 and a half minutes to score a goal here, so it's going to be a little more pressure now, a little more urgency for the Cardinals to get something going on the offensive side.
Lights starting to take full effect here at Cardinals Athletic Complex. Chavez Correa knocked down. Ref says play on. And the thing is, too, if you're the ref, you know, as a ref, you know that, you know, guys might try to sell fouls a little bit more as they're trying to bleed this clock down. Great ball up from Babish. Trejo Munson. Great recovery by El Hisnawi. It falls kindly. There's a shot saved by Rising. And a foul is called. Rising making another stop, officially the 8th shot. Centennial, by my count, still does not have a shot.
No.
As that one could have maybe tried to pop it to Chavez Correa on the far post, but it would have been tough. Rising just in the good position to make the stop. Chavez Correa tracking back to steal it. He carries it down line. His cross, knotted down by El Hisnawi. Stevenson. Marquardt was playing center back. Now he switches. Finds Babish. Tangling with Al Hisnawi. Centennial pressing for a second goal. Cardinals rather, trying to play it out the back, but sometimes it's not a bad idea to lump it forward. 3 subs set to enter here. Jackson Young, Brian Lopez Zambrano, and Connor Young, a freshman who looks like a freshman. entering the game, wearing
Yeah.
number 28 for the first time.
Their brothers, 10 and 28.
Okay, yeah, the young brothers,
Yeah.
Connor and Jackson.
Yeah, Joel. Brian, up top. Gavin.
Yeah, he sounds like he's in the next room.
I was going to say, is that the mic or is that just him?
No, he just sounds like he's right next to us.
That's right. They're throwing 3 up front, trying to get that game-tying goal with time running down here, inside of 10 minutes to play.
Yeah, they're going to be their chances are dwindling a little bit. They're going to have, I mean, still 10 minutes, but they've got to be able to try and get behind that defense and get a solid shot off, which they haven't really been able to do.
Tyler Seidel, Coach Seidel wanting his team to pressure the ball. Otherwise, they'll just take their time with it. Not a bad idea to pump it forward,
No.
but just a little overhit by Zambrano Lopez. Babish goes down, pulled down by Stevenson. Play on, says the ref. A long shot from distance by Owie. You see players just getting up, kind of rubbing their heads.
Yeah.
But so far, no one has stayed down injured. Trejo Munson with speed down the left wing. Trying to get it to the end line. Bothered by El Hisnawi. Back for Ballard. Ballard and Dockendorf, I thought, played a bigger part in the first half than they have in the second half for the Cougars. Kiprono looking ahead. Good patient ball for Yaya Sidibe. Sidibe, Yaya, taken down in the box. The slide tackle came in. They say he got ball. It's going to be a corner for Coon Rapids. Very curious to see the replay here.
Yeah, again, what a nice move by Yaya. He's able to create some space for himself, and then he got involved.
Indeed, Gavin Shady get the ball, and he needed to. Otherwise, that would have been a penalty kick.
And that would have been huge for the Cardinals if they called that.
So the Cardinals with their second corner of the game, an outswinger with the left foot. Top of the box, headed off of Shady, and Rye comes to scoop it up. 7.5 minutes to go.
Again, Shady comes through defensively. Oh, great play there.
Big block. Kiprono was in there. Rye gets it back and gives it a second punt.
Yeah, because you got to be careful you don't get your hand on that ball when you're trying to block it.
Yeah, well, you can get a card if you don't give goalies enough room.
Right.
It could be a foul, but it's been the intensity is ratcheted up, and now Frazee, the ref, wanting to talk to both Frazee and Yaya.
Well, you touched on it several times. This game is definitely chippy and physical.
Yeah, certainly nothing dirty. I've seen much
not dirty.
worse, but it is an intense game between two teams that are, let's be honest, fairly evenly matched.
Yep.
Centennial probably with the deserved lead, given the shots advantage and whatnot and the experience.
And they've controlled the ball more in the Cardinal end than the Cardinals have.
They've
the Cougars.
possessed for sure. Guys like Cal Babish have done a terrific job, and now he's possessing. They can't get it away from him as he crosses it and earns a corner for the Cougars.
Yeah, and again, the clock will continue to roll.
Corner on the far side for Centennial.
Oh, we have too much fun, don't we?
No, not at all. 6:25 and counting to go, second half.
Not such a thing as too much fun.
No. Chavez Correa.
Good chance there.
Rising came for it, didn't get it. Centennial Cougar goes tumbling to the deck. Sidibe coming back for it. He just has not had nearly enough support up top tonight. Now guys throwing themselves about. And the freshman Connor Young earning the foul.
hey, let's make a difference.
Seventh foul on Centennial, and they're going to throw bodies forward. Gavin Shady lumps it forward for the Cardinals. Trejo Munson. Battling. Stevenson back there as well. Nice job defensively by Andrew Hyatt. Young to Stevenson. Pumps it up ahead, looking for Lopez Zambrano. Yaya, great job of hustle as you hear Coach Seidel.
AJ.
Roll it forward. Inside of 5 minutes to play. Shots on goal, at least on the scoreboard, 9-3. Corner kicks 4-2 in this game as Joel Caprono comes out. In for Yaya Sidibe. Whistle stops play, and I'm not sure.
Clock at 4:50. It shouldn't be running right now. Sir. Thank you.
Now there's some confusion in terms of the clock. They're resetting the clock, I think,
450
to 4:50. On the whistle, it'll restart as Coon Rapids has a throwdown here. Bounding ball headed by Yaya. Square, Ben Kish. Good dummy to let it run for Anthony Suave. He'll get a cross in, and Vinny Rye gets there just ahead of Kish and snags it. Now Centennial looks to break. That one well read, however. Now Centennial, you would think, will take their time as you see the cross put into the perfect area. There
Great
were a
area.
couple Cardinals on rushing, and I tell you, if Connor Young was 2 years older and
a little bit taller,
maybe 6 inches taller, that might have been perfect. But young man made a terrific effort,
Yes, he
tumbling
did.
into the net, and I believe these minutes are the first of the game. So credit to Coach Seidel for throwing him on there and just seeing if he could provide a little energy spark. Great battle, good recovery by Kish. Coon Rapids has lived dangerously, but also defended admirably at times.
they have. I mean, they just haven't been able to garner any offense. Maybe a couple opportunities, but
Gavin Stevenson again in the middle of everything for Coon Rapids. For me, he's been the best player on the pitch for the Cardinals. Just been involved offensively and defensively. Right idea for Lopez Zambrano, but it goes out of bounds on the far side. So the right idea just overshot it a hair. 3 minutes and counting to go in the second half. Centennial on the strength of a Cal Babish goal with 13 minutes and 57 seconds left in the first half. That's stood up so far, and it's 1-0 Cougars as they look to remain perfect on the season.
yeah, I mean, and that 1-0 score has been giving opportunities and chances for the Cardinals to get into the game. They just, thanks to that defense for Centennial, they've been just stymieing them at the point. Well, look, the wind took the goal kick.
Chavez Correa trying to earn a free kick, and he does a nice job there. And now Coon Rapids, wouldn't think wants to do anything to.
No.
But they will stop the clock
Yeah.
to prevent time wasting. I like this change.
Yeah.
Stops it with 2:11 left. Centennial is still a chance to cushion their 1-goal lead right now. Dockendorf, it's Trejo Munson. Spilled initially, but there was a player lurking for
Yes.
Centennial, but ultimately Luke Rising scooped it up.
Yeah, kicking into that wind isn't doing the goaltenders any favors.
No. Just don't want it to go back over them into the goal. Chavez Correa, this is the time. It's a chance. Centennial, big collision outside the box. Rising had to get there first, and he ended up colliding with Ethan McDonald, the senior midfielder. Fortunately for Coon Rapids, they did not concede a goal. Just 90 seconds left to play in the second half. Cardinals searching for that game-tying goal, trying to get a point in Northwest Suburban Conference play in this game. Stevenson thought it might have been a handball. Play on, says the ref. Outside of the boot for Zambrano Lopez, trying to get it to Yaya, but it's cut out by Frazee. They got to go quick. 1 minute to go. That pass errant and stolen. Now it's Chavez Correa, long distance shot, harmless in the end. Right into the waiting arms of Rising. 50 seconds remaining. Yeah, those punts are just not going anywhere. And they're being blown out of bounds.
Yeah.
Now Centennial can take its sweet time throwing the ball in with 40 seconds left. Cardinals on the verge of a second consecutive 1-0 defeat in as many games if you count back to last year.
Last year, right.
2 straight, hard-fought, tough 1-0 defeats to Centennial. Still 20 seconds remaining. Cardinals have, or Cougars have it rather. Chavez Correa drops it back for Cal Babish, the goal scorer. Babish dancing through Stevenson. Still on it, shot, big diving save made by the goalkeeper. Incredible. What a save by Rising, who's slow to get up. As time expired, it would have been academic, but a dramatic end to this game. And kind of symbolic of the Coon Rapids effort here tonight. Very game, but they come up just short against Centennial here in the boys soccer opener, the first of our Centennial Coon Rapids doubleheader. Howie, what did you think of what you just saw?
Well, you know, I thought the Cardinals were scrappy. I thought they did a really nice job of limiting what Centennial wanted to do. Obviously, that early goal turned out to be the game winner for the Cougars, and give Centennial credit because they defensively, I thought they were very solid. I thought they did a really nice job of marking what the Cardinals and then keeping them for the most part away from in front of the goal, and they controlled possession for the majority of time down in the Cardinal end.
Yep, second half highlights, and there were several of them. Cal Babish troubling the goalie. I mean, I think if we had an MVP, as you see here, Noah Marquardt almost getting one twice. But if we had an MVP, Cal Babish for Centennial would get the man of the match, if you will. Chance here, actually Gavin Shady, Mike, because he really was defensively stout. Just exactly what you'd expect, and then a terrific save at the end as time expired. So all kinds of dramatics and theatrics in the second half. But ultimately, Coon Rapids comes up short, and Cal Babish's goal late in the first half stands up for the Centennial Cougars, who improved to 2-0 on the season. Coon Rapids, meanwhile, falls in a tough one at home in their first game of the season to fall to 0-1. That'll do it here from the complex on the campus of Coon Rapids High School. For Director Neil Hennon and my broadcast partner, Howie Shapiro, I'm Bill Hupp, saying good evening from the complex. Again, the final, Centennial beats the Cardinals in a tough one, 1-0. Thanks for watching this presentation of Coon Rapids Athletics on CTN Coon Rapids.